fun they play. I want to go back there if just for a day. Chat about gory things that they watch. Zombie tales and a vampire's munch. Slasher thrills and a ghost find prey. I want to go back there if just for a day. DEADPIT's on and I gotta stay. Back to their voices, let my troubles sway. Where horror roams and creatures play. I want to go back there if just for a day. Creepy fears under full moon's cast. Rewind the scars from a bloody past. Redneck tales in December or May. DEADPIT wants to go back there if just for a day. Laughter echoes through the night. Fear and fun at Appalachian Light. Voices curse and the banjos play. I just want to go back there just for a day. On and I gotta stay. Back to their voices, let my troubles sway. Where whole shit roams and the toothless play. I want to go back there just for a day.
Woo, doggy. And we're going to go back there today. 2025 year in review, Uncle Bill. These are always fun. I'm excited. I just can't hide it.
Yeah, this is the time of the year where we get to review all of the horrible shit that came out. And I feel like we've been doing this for about 20 years now, and it hasn't gotten any better. It's actually gotten worse.
I don't know. Revisiting that 2005, like some of the stuff that came out then, I don't know. I think it's gotten a bit better.
I don't know. I've got a list of like 20 movies here, and when you hear them, I'm not saying that I've seen all these movies, but
no, I've not seen them. I was lacking this year, man, because there wasn't a lot that I was like super interested in checking out. So I just didn't check out hardly any of them. But over the last week or so, I went back and some of the heavy hitters that people keep talking about, I tried to get all those in. So we're going to go through those here in a little bit. But welcome everybody. This is a yearly tradition, these year in review shows. You can go back on the Patreon page. And this is funny because the original podcast days, we would do years that we missed, right? Just random years like we did 1985, 1996, and so on. So this makes the 28th year in review show that'll be up on the Patreon page. So 28 different years throughout the history of horror that you can check out on DeadPitOnPatreon.com. So, but welcome everybody in the chat. People are still getting in here. I think there is a big football game tonight, which I don't really follow football, but our boy Phantasmat is there representing DEADPIT in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, and who is it? The Washington Redskins? No, they're not around anymore.
Montreal Expos are playing tonight.
Oh, okay. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers are for sure playing. I don't know who they're playing against, nor do I really care. But for Matt's sake, I hope that they win. I hope that they're the winners tonight.
Jesus Christ. Me too, for his own fucking sake. I'm curious, though.
The Ravens. There we go.
The Ravens.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
So, how do you, before we get into all this other stuff about these films and stuff, I also want to mention, too, that I did see the worst film that I've seen all year this weekend. So I'm going to talk about that. I've actually got it written down here.
So Uncle Bill's trying to play a little bit of catch up too. You watched a lot more of these than I did.
No, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, it's a new movie.
And it's the worst film I don't even think it's even close that I've seen all year.
Okay. I don't even know what came out recently. So
I came like
all over the place in excitement.
Yeah. I came in the seat in front of me. That guy was like, God damn it. What the hell is that?
Look, you got it by her, Aaron.
No. I think that's the closest. I was thinking about this while I was watching it too, man. I was like, this is the closest I've come to walking out of a movie since we saw the Fog remake.
Dude, if you wasted your money and went to see that fucking Anaconda movie, what the fuck is going on with your life? God damn it, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk across the street to see that fucking movie if you watched. For one thing, and I'll say this, the first Anaconda movie sucks dick. I hate it. I've never been a fan. So
Well, listen, I'll just go ahead and I won't bury the lead or anything. Like, it was Anaconda. I didn't want to go see it, but Fox wanted to go see it because he was like a big fan of Jack Black. That's the thing. Ever since he saw Minecraft, he loves Jack Black.
I'd be like, look here, son. Have you ever seen Saving Silverman? Let's watch that at home. That's a much better movie.
Listen, man, like when I tell you that is one of the most insanely shitty movie. It's not even like a movie. It's just like a bunch of scenes put together that you can't even believe got made. And the fucking script is one of the worst scripts I have ever seen put up on a fucking film screen. Nothing about it was funny, even though it was supposed to be funny. And like, it was so painfully unfunny at times. Like they were trying so hard to just keep milking like one joke that I just wanted to leave. If I had been the only person there, I would have fucking left. I would have been no chance I would have stayed there.
So, yeah, I'm ashamed of you, Uncle Bill. I mean, you're the parent in this. You've got to guide these children to make right decisions in life.
True.
Okay.
I feel like I've failed miserably as a father with that decision.
Yeah, I'd say, look here, Fox, come here and get my lap, buddy. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be bad. We're going to hate this, and this movie's going to give you your little last nightmares for years.
I'll tell you something else funny about it too, though, is that the entire time that we were in there, Fox just grabbed Savannah's phone and was like playing on the phone. He wasn't fucking watching the movie. I was like, God damn, you know that's bad. Like he'll watch anything. Oh
shit. Oh God. But technically that I think that came out in 2025, so we can talk about it here in a little bit.
Listen,
I tried to find a whole list of stuff, so
I did too, but I'm telling you, man, like, I know that's the worst movie I saw this year. It's possibly one of the worst movies I've ever seen, especially for like a mainstream movie that has like, big name actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to meet any some bitch that went and saw that movie and was like, God, that was good. I like that.
I'm sure some of them exist. It's like, anyway. I was doing a stream, and I was thinking about this with Garrett too. We did a stream with, I'm not going to name names or anything, but one of them was a younger YouTuber that is pretty big success, right? The other one was another YouTuber, which I'm not, but anyway, I thought I was in like the Twilight Zone when they were excited to see the new Wolfman. This is when the new Wolfman movie. Yeah. And I'm like, who gives a fuck in 2025? Do you guys not remember the fucking who was it? It was some other Spaniard.
Guillermo del Toro? Or you're talking about
Man.
Oh,
that one from 2010 that came, 2011, something like that. Do you guys not remember that piece of shit? I think Anthony Hopkins was in it, and that guy was like, "Oh, I love that movie," and I'm thinking, "God damn it!" Benicio
del Toro was in it,
yeah,
and I don't know who directed. I can't remember. Some piece of trash,
some fucking music video director or whatever. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, I love that movie," and I just stopped. I was like, I'm just gonna save my breath.
Listen. I think that, like, I brought this up a million times on Friday Night Lives. They need to never try to make another Wolfman movie. Like, that shit don't work. So let's just hang that up now.
Yeah. See Adam back in here, man. He says that you're full of shit, Uncle Bill. Anaconda is a cinematic masterpiece.
I can't even like be sarcastic about that movie. It's fucking
The buzzkill is back.
one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen ever. It made me like, I already hated Jack Black after Minecraft, but it makes me hate everybody in that movie. Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Ice Cube, J-Lo's in it. I already hated J-Lo.
What the fuck kind of a cast is that?
Well, they only have cameos. Ice Cube and J-Lo have cameos. But like, man, if I was to try to
Paul Rudd.
If I was to try to explain the plot of this movie, you would be like, what in the fuck? Like, what were they even trying to do? It ain't even worth it.
Play with the birds.
Don't fucking go see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Jack Black fan because like this second run here that he's had, like I think it completely ruined some of the hits that he had in the first run. Like I don't know, he's diluted his career. But I get the guy has to work, I guess. I mean, he doesn't have to, but he wants more money.
I don't think he does have to work at this point. I'm not sure what he does.
But if you still want to act, I mean, I guess there's real no choice. You're going to make shitty movie, or you're going to be in shitty movies.
I feel like he's just one of those guys that with Minecraft, like they're just going to put him in anything now because they think he'll draw. It really was, I think, the actual IP that drew on that movie though, like the Minecraft stuff itself. I don't think it has anything to do with Jack Black, really.
So we're going to do some shout outs and talk about something that happened a couple of days ago that was very weird, and then we'll get into the show. Primarily talking about the movies released in 2025 on this show. Physical media releases, we may touch on it a little bit, but that's going to be a huge ranking show on Thursday, and I think Garrett's going to join us for that. And that way, because that always works a little bit better, because a lot of people think that we're too harsh on these people, but Garrett is kind of like the balance, right? So he may be trying to defend some of this bullshit that we won't, but we'll see.
Yeah, Garrett is definitely like the glass half full person of this trio of people, I would say.
Yeah, he tries to take a positive side sometimes, but I think even he on some of these companies is going to have to be brutally honest. So that'll be fun. That'll be on Thursday. All physical media stuff, releases, ranking the boutique labels for 2025. And that's always a fun show too, because we'll go through a lot of the releases, and it'll be tough to beat a couple of those labels. I'll just say that as far as top tier, you know. But anyway, let's go through everybody here. We've got Jack Paul Evans, 1978, El Chewy Gringo, Justin Smith, Scratch Bueno, Edward 5150, the blackest Peter the world has ever known. Mega Man MG is in the house. Adam Beck, Kevin Smith, RKB 1980-RB. That sounds like a robot from fucking one of the Star Wars movies. Yarno is in the house. A big shout out to Yarno, and he sent us some Christmas cash, Uncle Bill, which I thought was really cool, and he does that almost every year from Finland, so that's much appreciated, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Immortal Nightmare 08, The Mayor, Goblins Inc., Simozan, Holden Tudix. Okay, I saw what you tried to do there, buddy. I saw what you tried to do there. Dangle 21.
Dangle what?
Wow, that's what you said.
Dangle 21.
I actually don't mind Shallow Hal. I thought that the fat Gwyneth Paltrow was actually kind of cute in that. That's just me.
I don't remember anything about that movie.
It's not a bad movie. I mean, I think School of Rock is actually not a bad movie either.
Oh, I like School of Rock, yeah.
But then, like, I mean, he's got some good movies for sure.
He's got better movies than Rock, I'll say that. Like, 100%.
William Driver, Dominic Sinclair, Studios.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
What was that now?
I don't know what that one
You
part
guys
is.
go through Danielle's moon cycle where she called you guys out. I think maybe he's talking about the Instagram messages and how,
Yeah.
like, yeah, she probably shouldn't have responded to us because that just gave us more material. But we're still hoping that she'll respond back again. I don't know. We'll see. Nubbins, Cowabunga Dude Tales from the video store. Fat Pig the Conqueror. We appreciate all you guys tuning in live. And before we get started on here, because I've got a list, right? And we're also going to talk, I think we do this every year, talk about some of the people that we lost in 2025. Airborne is an underrated movie, man. I actually really like that movie because, well, I think Adam Beck is also from Cincinnati originally. So this movie was shot in Cincinnati in like the early 90s in downtown Cincinnati. So the movie Airborne, which I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember that movie at all.
It's a skateboarding movie, primarily.
I always thought that he was really, really good in High Fidelity. And I think that's where the origin of that character that he just like runs into the ground now came from. Like, was that movie. And except it seemed a lot more like genuine. Now it's just like he's rehashing that same shit like 1,000 times.
Yeah, Vanderhoff mentioned, I still know what you did last summer. Dude, like his role. I'm like, what the fuck? He's actually in Neverending Story 3 as well. That was one of his early movies. Yeah. I think he plays like a bully or something like that. But anyway.
I need to see that then.
The Friday Night Live show, which I came on there about the last hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
And people have been like, what the hell, it abruptly ended that are checking out the archive. So I don't know if it was a YouTube glitch or what. And I was going to click on it and tell you what they sent us. But yeah, we were like almost ready to end the show. It was like 2.5 hours in. And on the DEADPIT side, now this was multi-streaming on Rambo's channel, I think Stuntman's channel, and there's a private stream that goes out to the Patreon channel. All of those remained up in full, right? Only the DEADPIT channel, the stream was completely removed. And we started getting messages from the other chats, hey, the DEADPIT stream was taken down. It says for violating terms of service. And they sent a message that we violated the terms due to their firearms policy. And I'm like, I just assumed that it was the trailer that we played for that fucking spaghetti western that Vinegar Syndrome released.
Great
like,
silence.
God damn it. That's so stupid, right? And then I looked into it further. They gave us a timestamp. And the only thing that happens during that timestamp is Uncle Bill says something about somebody setting the world on fire. And it said in the description, content that shows someone live streaming while holding, handling, or transporting a firearm isn't allowed on YouTube. So technically, they're saying that one of us had a gun on the stream and it was removed like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I immediately filed an appeal, and literally immediately they reversed the decision and put the stream back up. So I don't know if it was some sort of glitch that happened on YouTube that night. I hope to God something like that doesn't happen again, at least for a long time. But it was nothing that we did. It was a glitch of some sort on it. What didn't have anything to do with the trailers or anything. Although, for safety's sake, we should probably just not do the trailers at all anymore.
That's fine with me, but that literally makes no sense. Like, what the hell would we be bringing out a gun just do these shows? God, sitting here with like an AK doing it like Dean Day.
So anyway, yeah, I have no idea. But
I thought like when you told me that earlier, I was like, did they think that I meant when I said somebody setting the world on fire that like literally I'm going to try to set the world on fire, or like try to blow something up? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But AI, yeah, that's why it's not great. It's not like
whatever. Like, I'm glad we got that figured out, and it wasn't anything against the channel or anything. Because, yeah, literally, like, there was nothing, like, we were just bullshitting back and forth during that time. So, yeah, it did remove that stream. It cut the feed off at the time that they removed the stream. So, the DEADPIT channel one is like 5 minutes shorter, just so people know if you haven't checked that show out, which is a pretty fun show. But, yeah, that's what happened.
that's happened a bunch too, by the way. I mean, I've heard of other people just randomly doing shows where it like will make up something like that or find something that they say that's completely out of context. Most of the time, by the way, those appeals don't hold up an appeal. Like they most of the time overturn an appeal, no matter what it is. So that's amazing. They must have fucked something up pretty royally on a bunch of people's stuff for them to go back and actually allow that appeal to go through.
For sure. Like the reason it tells me that it happened to a lot of people that night on YouTube, they didn't have time to review any of that. Like they said that their review process is, a combination of like AI tools and human reviews. So they didn't have time, man. Literally within 3 minutes of filing that appeal, they reversed it. So that tells me that there was something going on that night with the system.
Yep.
But anyway.
So at least we won.
Yes. We fought
another one for
we
the
fought
good
YouTube
guys.
and we won both. For now at least. But tonight, again, 2025 horror movies, not necessarily have to be a theatrical movie because anymore, literally, that doesn't matter, does it?
No.
People don't go to the theaters hardly anymore, unfortunately. So just
And
anything that came out this year.
When you do go to the theater, then you get to watch something like Anaconda.
Which, I mean, we can go random because I don't have the dates here. A lot of this, unless you do. Do you have the dates some of this shit come out?
I didn't put them in order. I just
we were talking about Anaconda. That's the one that you most recently watched, and it's a pseudo. I'm guessing it's a pseudo sequel because it has some people from the original movie in it.
Okay, well, this is the best. I will try to explain it the best I can. Jack Black and Paul Rudd are friends. They grew up together. They made like a horrible Sasquatch independent movie, and then they like as they get older. They wanted to be filmmakers, but they just go off and like do different things, right? Mm-hmm. Then Paul Rudd lies and says he's got the rights to Anaconda. Why? I have no fucking idea. Why would you pick Anaconda to say that you have the rights to, and that's the film that you want to remake? I have no idea. But he says that to Jack Black because Jack Black's like a director, kinda. And so he's like, all right, well, I'm sick of my boring ass life. We're going to get back together and make this fucking movie about Anaconda. So they go to the jungle. They try to make a movie about Anaconda. And in the middle of making the movie about Anaconda, of course, like real anacondas show up. Except it's primarily supposed to be a comedy. But there's like 5-10 minute long scenes where it's just like a couple different people talking. Steve Zahn's in it, by the way. That's the first time I've seen Steve Zahn in anything.
Yeah,
like
he pretty much retired, I think.
Yeah, and he like, so they'll just be talking about parts of the movie for like 10 minutes, trying to be like something funny, and it's not funny. The only reason J-Lo and like Ice Cube show up is like these brief cameos, like towards the end of the movie, where like Ice Cube comes in to say, it's just I can't even like do it justice to tell you like how bad it is. Because nothing happens in it. It's supposed to be funny, but like none of it's funny. Paul Rudd is almost like, it's almost like they left shit in that he was like doing like that should have been like a take. You know what I mean? Like his acting is so bad in it that you get the feeling that like he didn't even like want to do like more takes, and they just left like certain scenes in. Mm-hmm. And then Jack Black is just doing Jack Black is just doing the same shit that he did in Minecraft and every other like Jack Black movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of these movies on here on this year list for 2025 that I never want to see, and that's one of them. Right?
man, like if I had to recommend one movie, like if you just want to like see just something incredibly bad with no redeeming qualities to it, not even like bad in a good way. That's it. That's the movie.
Mhm.
But I 100% would recommend that you skip it. No, John Voight wasn't in it. Amazingly,
John Voight's dead, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he? They could have
I-
dug him up. It
If
wouldn't
he's
have been
still alive,
any-
he'd have to be fucking older than dirt. Is he still alive? John
if
Voight.
John Voight, listen,
He's not dead, not yet. Okay.
no, I don't think he is dead.
Really? Okay. We're glad you're alive, John Voight. We're fans. But let's continue on, though. More movies.
By the way, they actually have like a 10-minute long scene where they talk about all the merits of the original Anaconda. Like they talk about great parts of that film.
Really?
And I'm like, I was around when that film came out. Like,
Was Anaconda, the first Anaconda, a hit, I guess, back then? But now
probably, yeah.
nobody gives a single solitary fuck about Anaconda. Nobody knows what it is.
I bet you Vinegar Syndrome will be releasing it soon, though. What you gonna bet?
Well, they can. That'd be another in the long list of fucking Vinegar Syndrome titles I don't want. But I've never been a fan of any of those Anaconda movies. I don't understand championing the original film in this new one like everybody knows what it is, because they don't. I'll be willing to bet that probably 9.8 out of 10 people have no idea what the fuck Anaconda from 1997 is. So that's just very bizarre that they would go back and reference that as like a movie that people would know.
The whole movie is based around that movie. Like there's a bunch of jokes, like in references about that movie, in that it like as if everybody knows about that movie. It's insane. It just the idea
That
of
is
doing
bizarre. That's totally bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, another questionable release this year that I did do a review for back when it came out on Blu-ray or whatever. It was like a steelbook edition. And this movie had a lot of hype when it came out. And I don't get it at all. I mean, some of the stuff in it, like the look of the clown was kind of cool. But then there started being multiple clowns throughout the fucking movie. It comes across as, and I kind of like that, almost like a 90s direct-to-video horror movie. That's kind of the feel that it had. We're talking about Clown in a Cornfield, Uncle Bill. The clown horror movie craze continues. This movie did have a lot of buzz. Why do you think that is? Just a clown? Or what?
Yeah, I think it just kind of rode the coattails of Terrifier right into that. And everybody was like, oh shit, another clown? It's bound to be killer. Listen, I've not seen this movie. I'll just tell you, I tried to watch it and like got through the first 10, 15 minutes of it. I was just like, I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a pretty typical story. This daughter and a father come to this small town to live, and there's nothing to really do there. Kids always play pranks on people, and they've made like a series of videos with, like, I think the town is known for, like, is it maple syrup or corn syrup or something that has this clown logo on it? And it kind of just goes from there's a real clown that's going around killing people, and then there's multiple clowns, and it's like, what? Just fucking turn this off. It was like it was a time waster. It's a movie that I'll never go back and rewatch again.
I can't believe you didn't like it though. I figured you'd love it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, how far did you get into it? Do you remember? Because it's not
20,
a very long
20
movie.
minutes. It couldn't have been any longer than 20 minutes. And then I was just like, this looks like shit, and it seems like it's going to just suck. And I don't have enough time in my life to just waste on shit like this anymore.
What a shitty name, too. Somebody mentioned that, too. Clown in a cornfield. What is the goddamn? So awful.
It's just one of those movies like Cocaine Bear, where they try to use the title to just be some silly ass set up to make
They
people
wanted the
want to
title to
see
go
it.
viral.
Yeah, it's
No.
just it didn't. And for good
Corn
reason.
in the clown field. How about that? That'd been better.
All right. What about? Let's see. There's so much bullshit on this list. I don't know if you even saw this one or not. I think it came out in 2025. I'm pretty sure it did. Early on in the year. Final Destination Bloodlines.
No, that's one that I missed out on, and it kind of got mixed reviews, right?
Yeah, I feel like about half the people liked it, about half the people hated it. And that's pretty much across the board when you look online.
For me, man, like when it comes to the Final Destination movies, the first movie is a classic. There's some interesting stuff in some of the sequels, but like to me, all of the sequels are pretty much just throwaway movies that aren't memorable. They've got some good death scenes in it, but as an overall movie, the only one that I really love is that first movie.
I just like the fact that this movie really didn't try to reinvent the wheel or anything. Like it did exactly what you wanted out of a movie like this, right? It had like a little bit of a twist in that, like it's about like a next generation person being connected to the death thing, but it kept the whole structure of the Final Destination movies like exactly the same. So you had the big setup at the beginning with the payoff, and then you had like a bunch of different weird ass kills, that take forever throughout the course of the movie. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, I guess. And I thought it did okay in recreating that too. Like it didn't, go too far into CG. It didn't go, it had some pretty good death scenes. Especially like the MRI scene, and there's like the big send up in the beginning with the tower and all that.
And it is a continuation over the first. Like, I don't think Tony Todd was in all of the Final Destination movies, was he? I think he was in maybe a couple.
I don't remember if he was in all of them or not, honestly. I'm
but
not
they kind
sure.
of come back to him. He was like was he like the mortician or something like that in the original movie?
He actually has the best scene in the entire movie, really, because like you can tell what he was saying was like related to like what he was going through with the cancer and everything too. That's actually the best scene he's ever had in any of those movies, in my opinion. But I mean, it's a very brief cameo in the middle of the film.
So he was, Jackson Jack is saying that he was probably like he was in him for like as voiceovers in all of them, maybe, or something.
Maybe something like that.
Those movies go together for me, man. Like I said, a lot of that stuff is, and I've seen all of them aside from this new one. There's nothing that really sticks with you in any of those movies aside from the first one, in my opinion. And the opening scene in the second one, everybody talks about that.
Yeah, I still think that is probably, to me, the most memorable, because anytime I'm behind like a log truck, it's immediately what comes into my mind, no matter,
Me too. So continuing on, Black Phone 2, we already kind of talked about on the most recent Dead Pit is Watching, or I talked about it. And did you just watch it recently?
I haven't watched it. Like, I don't know if you put it up on anything.
It is. It's on Vudu. Okay.
I should.
It's on, what do they call it now?
Fandango.
Fuck that shit.
What I think of.
It looks like fucking shit, too,
that
by the way.
music starts playing in my fucking head whenever I hear Fandango.
Yeah.
The old, like, yeah.
Fandango at Home app sucks dick, too, man. Holy shit. What
Yeah,
an awful, like... God, you already had everything on. You could have just changed the logo and left it the same, but no, you fuck with it, and you can't hardly find anything on there now. But Black Phone 2, it's nowhere near as good as the first movie, and I don't know what in the hell people were thinking when they say it is. But it's like there is some stuff in it that is surprisingly good. The atmosphere is really cool. I like the Skinamarink style dream sequences. There is some stuff that's almost like a throwback to Nightmare on Elm Street. It's very well made. It's a winter horror movie if we needed one of those. But it's nowhere near as good as that first movie, man. It's not even in the same ballpark. So for people that saying it is, you really need to go back and rewatch that first one because it's not. But they had to do a sequel because the first one made so much goddamn money. And it was a serviceable sequel, right? I mean, the first movie has a pretty definitive ending.
Yeah.
And the way that they went with it, I mean, is really the only way that you could go with it, I guess. I had no idea what the hell they were going to do with the plot of it or anything, but it's not horrible or anything, but it's nowhere near the level of that first movie.
Yeah, I pretty much hear everybody say the same thing about it, which is it was good, but they didn't like it as much as the first one. That seems to be almost everybody's opinion, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked the first one quite a bit, and I don't know if we'd really talked about the first one very much, but I was kind of surprised they were doing a sequel because I didn't know where they were going to go with it, and where they went with it is probably, like I said, the best way to go about it. And they made it a different sort of movie. The what was it?
Oh, I was just gonna say I liked the first movie a lot. I thought that it had like a really cool kind of realistic vibe to it, and Ethan Hawke was actually amazingly effective in that movie, which I didn't think he would be, because when you think of Ethan Hawke, you just like automatically kind of think of generic shit. At least I do. Like, I don't know, not many Ethan Hawke movies that just like stand out in my mind, except for maybe Sinister, and it really ain't because of Ethan Hawke.
Well, it's the same director too, Derrickson or whatever, Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke in the second one is really like you hear his voice, but you never see, the grabber and everything is like almost like a fucking zombie or whatever in it. So, but yeah, not an entirely bad movie. Very well made. The dream sequences, I think, were shot on like Super 8mm or whatever. It's kind of similar to the way that Skinamarink was shot, but it works 10 times better. So it's not an entirely terrible movie, so I'll give it a little bit of credit.
Let's talk about one. I don't know if you saw this one or not. I think you may have. Let's talk about the monkey. Did you ever see the monkey? Funky.
No, I've just been spanking the monkeys a lot.
That little funky monkey.
No, I mean there's a couple of Stephen King adaptations that we'll be talking about, but this is based on, what is it, a short story?
Yes, this is Joe Hill's short story, actually.
Oh, I thought it was Stephen King.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Joe Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's his boy. Dude, like, I'll put it to you this way. Like, that was the movie that he did right after Longlegs. So I was like, this is going to be amazing. This guy is going to be on a roll, because that movie was, to me, that's like one of my favorite movies of the past 5 years. And like, it had a good enough premise that has been done, but I mean, and it started off okay, but the more I think about that movie, the more it just kind of it did not deliver really on what it could have been. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it was too much kind of like humor that didn't really work, and I guess didn't really fit the tone of the movie in some places. And I just can't escape the fact that, like, when you compare it to other films, even some films that came out this year, like, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, I didn't hear too many people brag it up or anything, so I didn't see it. And Oz Perkins did you watch his other movie, The Keeper, I think, that came out this year?
No, although somebody else mentioned that too. It might have been Mark said it sucked, like worse than the monkey.
I haven't heard anybody at all talk about it. That's what I was going to say. Like, if it's out, I haven't heard anybody mention that. So, yeah, he could be having sophomore slumps or whatever but we'll see. continuing on, let's go ahead and bring up one that I hadn't heard a whole lot of people talk about. But Garrett was telling me that he hated this fucking movie. And I was kind of surprised because it's not a bad movie, man.
I think I know what you're going to say, and I don't understand it either.
Companion.
Like, yeah, he's full of shit on that one, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't get into the mind of Garrett. I feel like
that one shocks me because I think it was a very well done movie. And I'm like, what did you not? I don't understand. Why?
He's a dude that, mostly I can predict what you're going to like. Mostly I can predict even like what Rambo's going to like, but I have no fucking clue about Garrett. Like,
it's the flip of a coin.
Some of the stuff he says he loves, I'm just like, what? And some of the stuff he says he hates, I don't understand it. But like, no, Companion was in my top. It has to be in my top 3 of this year. I thought it was outstanding, and the acting was amazing. The idea and the execution of it, and the way that he made it to where they had memories that were based like to help the AIs like fall in love.
Yeah,
and
you see the different memories or whatever that's put in their hard drive. And I also noticed this too, and my wife she liked this movie as well, because she watched most of these movies with me over the last week or so. But she didn't notice this, and I don't know if it was just me or what, but did you notice on because the whole thing is these are robots, like love dolls kind of, but interactive ones. Did you notice that the skin on the robots was like flat or whatever? Like it was different looking than the other people in the movie.
I didn't
go back and rewatch, because I was like, God damn, that's so like, I mean, you have to really be looking for it, especially in the girl. It's like it does look a little bit prosthetic. Yeah. I don't know how they did that, but it's almost like a mix of like Megan and the Terminator, especially towards the end.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, I don't want to give any of it away if you guys haven't seen it, but the lead in it played Iris, Sophia Thatcher, I thought did a really, really good job.
She's outstanding. I don't normally like Jake Quaid, I think is his name. Is that his name?
It's Dennis Quaid's boy. Son. It was in one of the Scream movies.
I mean, he's really good as an asshole, which tells you a lot. But I thought that Sophie did really, really amazing in that role too. And you got to keep in mind, I saw Megan 2 like right before I saw Companion, and I was like, that's the kind of movie that you wanted that to be. That
Megan 2 could have been, or should have been.
That's the kind of like shit that should have been like. So
yeah, and there is some stuff that's kind of like doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in it though. That if, like for instance, the Quaid's character is not going to have a conversation with the fucking robot and explain why. Like, no, if you're really going to you're just going to shut the fucking robot down and it'll be over and done with, and the whole movie would have never happened.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, there's a bunch of shit that they could have done, but they would just kill the story. So the story has to go on.
But Companion, man, I agree. I think it's at least top 5 of 2025. And 2025 is not a great year for horror movies, but there's some definite gems for sure.
I mean, I'm not even sure I would call Companion a straight horror movie. Really, it's like a sci-fi
action,
more than it
hybrid.
Is like straight horror. But for the sake of shit that we watch, it's probably one of the better ones, so I put it in here.
Definitely keep an eye on Sophie Thatcher, though. Only 25 years old. She had a brief role in Maxine, but I do remember her in that. And she's been in a couple things, but crazy young, and I think she's going to do big things, possibly.
If you want to see like that scene where she's kind of like paralyzed and she can't do anything, and he's like torturing her, and kind of just like the look on her face, even though that whole sequence is amazing, just in terms of her acting.
We are all the way live. Dirt, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
There was another technical issue with their show too that somebody mentioned. So I think we're re-premiering the Eurocrypt show tomorrow night. I don't know what the fuck. YouTube's
YouTube
fucking
hates us
shit
right
in their
now.
pants right now. I don't know. But yeah, she was in Boogeyman as well, which I did not like, but I did see that was one of her roles too. Not a fan of Boogeyman.
You don't like the Boogeyman?
The wrestler I like, but the movie, you know. What you got, Uncle Bill?
Let's see. I don't want to get to the big ones yet, so let's do Hard Eyes. Did you have a chance to watch Hard Eyes?
I did not watch Shard Eyes. No.
Okay. Probably this one is probably the most divisive horror film this year. From what I can tell, I know that like there are people that vehemently hate this movie, and I know that there are people that like love this movie. Now I fall into the like love this movie camp because when I went to see it, I don't know what the hell I was expecting, but I was not expecting it to be the way that it is. It's essentially like, and I've said this a million times, a romantic comedy first. It just has like a slasher in the background. Like, so they made a straight up, like When Harry Met Sally fucking romantic comedy, but in this world where all these killings are going on, and it just so happens to be going on right around these two characters that are starting to fall in love. And they joke about so much stuff about like romantic comedies and make fun of them. And it while also simultaneously having really good, like, you know, gore scenes and stuff that I couldn't not like it. It's just, it was really, really good. Really well done. It's hard to do a horror comedy right, but I thought that it did really well with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the chat seems to be liking Hard Eyes. Even Rambo, man, who...
Yeah, Rambo liked it, I mean, pretty much immediately, I think, when he saw it.
The movie does look interesting, but yeah, it was between, like, I only had time to do one more movie, and it was between this movie and another one we're going to be talking about on here. And
the other movie fucking freaked me out for real.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I mean, we'll probably try to save the big ones for as long as possible. But I want to go ahead and dive into one that's...
I want to say one more thing about Hard Eyes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's all I want to say. Like, a lot of people on here giving it shit and stuff and yada, yada, yada. There's certain people, man, that I've noticed this too on these chats. So they will never like light-hearted kind of horror films. Like, I feel like it's either like they want something brutal as fuck all the time or something serious. They just will not go in for that kind of film. I thought, honestly, I couldn't believe that.
Garrett heard you talking about him, Uncle Bill.
Talking smack about him. I just said I don't understand him, Garrett. I just said that, like, I can usually pinpoint like somebody's likes and dislikes, but I cannot do that with you because it's like all over the place, which means that, like, the only thing is for sure.
I don't think Uncle Bill's going to...
Sure.
He's not a big tough turf guy. I don't think so.
Nobody's comparing tough turf to anything. Maybe on the stream, but I don't even know what the fuck.
Didn't they have an NES game called Tough Turf, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah. No, I've seen Megan 2 and I saw Companion, and I hated Megan 2 and I like Companion. So that theory don't hold no water there.
So what I was going to talk about is another movie that I haven't seen, and I probably will never watch it, unless, look, we get requested it. That's possible, but like after that last one that came out, I'm like, fuck, I'm never watching these movies again. And the odd thing about this one is it made nearly $500 million this year at the box office, and that is Conjuring Last Rites. Uncle Bill.
I didn't watch it, and I'll never watch it. I don't give a fuck about it. I just don't.
This is like, I don't know how many Conjuring movies this makes. What is it, 4 or 5? Or I don't even know.
I don't know.
But, dude, like, I mean, maybe we're that out of touch. How does a movie like Conjuring The Last Rites make nearly $500 million in the theater?
Let me just say this real quick, too, about this shit. I like the first Conjuring movie. I think I even liked the second one, although I can't remember it that well. I just remember that
The second
kinda
one
liked
was in Great Britain.
Yeah, I kind of like that one because it had the guy. What was his name in the apartment? The Crooked Man or something like that, I think. Anyway,
Bloke Stevens.
the bloke choker. Yeah. No. The bloke choker and be a killer fucking British.
Bloke!
No, but I mean, first of all, those movies are based around a shitty premise because I don't know if you're aware of this, but Ed and Lorraine Warren are full of shit. Like their entire existence was based on a lie.
Right.
And pretty much everybody, that doesn't know that.
Although the Annabelle doll, did you hear the story? Because it was making its rounds this year. Didn't they say that the guy that bought the Annabelle doll died or something like that?
I thought Matt Rife bought the Annabelle doll. Or maybe he bought the museum. I can't remember.
Somebody died associated with the Annabelle doll traveling or whatever. Or am I getting that confused? I don't know. But like the Annabelle doll was making its tour this past year. And something happened with somebody that, I don't know if they cuddled with the doll. Something they shouldn't have done that.
They diddled that little doll and it fucking took him out.
Is Matt Rife still alive?
Yeah, he's a comedian. Unfortunately, he's still alive because he's
okay.
awful. But I just hate the premise of those movies because it's just the same shit every time, and there's always some jump scares and like some Patrick Wilson's always in the background and having some sort of fucking breakdown or getting possessed by demons or something like that, and then it's just a formulaic movie that's been done 1,000 times, and it's based on a bunch of bullshit, and people think that it's real, and it just bothers me.
Matt Wright bought it after the last owner died. That's what somebody posted in here.
Oh, okay. Well,
so the last owner was the guy that was cuddling and diddling Annabelle.
Fingers crossed about Matt Rife.
He made an extra hole in Annabelle and just went to town.
God damn it. The thing is, like, the original...
He clapped the shit out of Annabelle.
He clapped them cheeks.
Woo!
Holy Lord. That Annabelle doll was just the original one, the actual
We got over 200 people in here, by the way, so thank you guys. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Not that it was haunted or anything, but it was just a Raggedy Ann doll. And then they turned it into whatever that bullshit is now so they can market it and everything. It's just their whole existence, to me, is just based around like con men. Same kind of thing as like Houdini was trying to get rid of 100 years ago. Just bullshit artists fucking around, like trying to get money off people.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I understand who was at Warner Brothers or whatever. Make more fucking, it's a business. You got to make more Conjuring movies if they're making $500 fucking million in 2025. It was the number, well, technically, I don't call Jurassic World a fucking horror movie, right? But other than that and Demon Slayer or something, I don't know what the fuck that is. Probably something over in Japan.
It
but
is.
That was
K-pop like, Demon Slayer.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And
it's anime, I think.
Conjuring Last Rites, though, was like the number 3 horror movie aside from those, which basically it's the number 1 horror movie of the year.
No, I fuck that movie. Okay. Oh, God. A lot of these we haven't seen. Did you see The Long Walk?
I did.
Okay.
Actually.
There we go.
That was one that was... They'd been trying to make that movie for years. Like, I remember hearing people... Have you not seen it? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah, I went and saw it in theater.
Okay. Frank Darabont was originally supposed to make it, which that would have been fucking killer, especially back in the day. But isn't that one of the Richard Bachman books that Stephen King did? Like, decades and decades
apparently
ago.
I fucked up the last one because the monkey was based on a Stephen King source. I don't know. It's either Stephen King or Joe Hill. It's one of them two assholes.
No, it's that one's definitely Stephen King, but I think it was one of the Bachman books, which I guess for fun, he just wanted to create like another author, and then people quickly figured out that it was Stephen King. It didn't last very long, but yeah, this was one of those. And I didn't hear hardly anything about this movie. I don't think it did very well in the theaters. I might be wrong on that, but I didn't hear anybody hardly talk about it, which is weird because it's a fucking great movie. What'd you think about it?
I really, really like this movie. Like I said, I saw it in the theater. There had a couple of issues with it, but like in terms of the main cast, the guys, that you kind of walk through the movie with literally, I thought they all did a great job. I thought all their characters were like perfect in the way that they kind of acted them out. The only issue I had was Mark Hamill. For one, I just did not like every time I saw him, it took me out of the movie. I didn't buy him in that role, and I just couldn't get over the fact it was him.
He was too recognizable. I think the
yeah.
performance was pretty good, but yeah, just seeing that it's like Luke Skywalker ruined his entire career. I don't think he could ever play another character. I mean, he made money doing voiceovers and stuff like that, which is great and everything. But yeah, like you really, if you see it's Mark Hamill, you're instantly thinking Luke Skywalker. Right?
And it just like somebody said that he was like trying to be really campy. That's what it felt like. He was in a different movie almost like, and I guess it's
how did he get that role too? That's just so weird.
That was not a role really for him. It didn't seem like he should have, they could have cast anybody else and they probably would have done better because he doesn't come across in any ways like a gruff military kind of sergeant or anything like that. He just doesn't. And he was overacting, I think, to compensate for that too. But anyway, and then the ending I thought was just like, okay, it's like, I just don't feel like
kind
movies,
of a cliched
yeah,
sort of thing
I don't feel like movies know how to end fucking their movies these days. Like they just,
the two leads were really good. Which I don't have their names here or anything, but the whole plot of the movie is it's like a yearly event called the Long Walk, and this is in like it's supposed to be in the near future, I think, but yeah, all of the vehicles and everything look like they're from like the 50s, the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah,
which it's weird, but the Long Walk is essentially like, I think it's one boy from each state in the country. And this is like almost not really a post-apocalyptic United States, but kind of like a Great Depression sort of era where like the country is struggling and everything. And it's led by this major, Mark Hamill, Major Mark. That sounds like a WCW wrestler from 1992. And then the Long Walk. Yeah, you got to maintain 3 miles an hour the entire time, and you're allowed 3 warnings. On the third warning, if you don't speed up in enough time, you're shot dead. And that's the plot, really. And then they walk.
That's really it.
The entire movie.
I guess like the whole thing that carries the movie is that all these realizations that they have while they're doing this walk. And watching their friends get murdered around them and stuff too. And it's all supposed to be based around this idea of like these people, these young kids are sacrificing, themselves for this common good, which very, very much resembles other movies, or I guess other movies resemble it, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, I just wish for
Did you think it resembled Stand By Me? I thought it visually it kind of did too. Rambo's mentioned the dialogue has a bit of a Stand By Me feel to it.
Yeah, it has that approach of like a group of friends bantering back and forth about nothing a lot of the time too, just to pass the time, which I guess is similar to Stand By Me. The Walk is a metaphor for being a horror fan for the last 20 years.
The Long Walk. Yeah. Dirk, are you talking about this? This is the audio cassette. Video cassette of the Dead Pit Halloween Horror-thon, brother. Get it now on deadpit.bigcartel.com. There is a few copies left. God bless America.
All right, so let's see. What's we're getting closer to the bigger ones because I know we both haven't seen a lot of these. Uh, like I've seen 28 Years Later. I know you haven't seen that.
I don't
Nor
ever
do you,
want to see it either. Go ahead
nor
and
do you
talk
want
about
to
it.
see it. Okay, so this is one of the weirdest film experiences I've ever had. I think because the entire 3/4 of this beginning of this movie, I thought was really engaging and interesting. Um, and then it got to the end, and it has one of the dumbest fucking endings in the history of like horror films that I've seen. And you can tell it's only there to set up a sequel, but like it's just it's so tonally different than anything else that happens in the film, and also so horrible that it just completely ruined the whole rest of the movie to me. I thought the stuff with Ray Fiennes was fine. I thought a lot of the stuff about them crossing over into that, there's like a scene where they have like a village and they can only cross at certain times because the water gets up too high to go over into this area where the zombies and stuff are, the infected people, I guess. And like, if you don't get over in time, then that whole like walkway will be gone. And that was really cool. And then like them having to get back and forth and like go out into that was really cool. Too
What
much
do you
dong.
think?
There's too much hanging dong in it.
It had been what? What was this second one? Like 28 weeks later. What year did that come out? It was a
That's
long
like
fucking time ago.
2005 or 6.
Yeah, I
Maybe?
thought it was around that time. I was thinking close to 20 years. And that one was not a big hit, right? And the first one I think did fairly well. But again, that was over 20 years ago for sure. So did this movie do very well? I don't think it
I
it
don't
was
know.
one that's kind of in and out in theaters pretty quick.
Somebody have to look it up. I think it did okay. Like I don't think it bombed. Uh, and then they immediately made that one that I think is that movie already out, the Bone Temple one, or is it coming out soon? I know there's another one coming out if it hasn't already come out, like really soon. I have no interest in watching that based on the end of that one.
The way that they promote movies theatrically now is bizarre because they really don't promote them. And I don't know if that's because they're like, oh, there's not too many people that go to the theater anymore. We'll start promoting it more whenever it's on streaming or something. Because you'll have stuff that'll be out and you've not heard a goddamn thing about it. There hasn't been any commercials on TV. Haven't seen any online ads or anything. What do you think about how all that's changed? Because that is one thing that's vastly different from 20 years ago when we started the show. These studios were all over everything online, on TV. Everybody knew when said movie was coming out. And anymore, you got to really pay close attention.
Somebody said, wait a minute. Sorry. The Bone Temple is what I call my bedroom. Killer. Sorry. I put that up there. Yeah, the whole marketing strategies and stuff that they use now. I don't even know what strategy are they using.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're promoting anything, really.
I mean, it's not even. It doesn't even seem like they're doing it through the internet, which would make the most sense.
The chat maybe can let us know. I mean, where do you see any promotion for any theatrical movies at all? Because I don't see any movie ads on TV anymore, really.
No, not just on TV, but you don't really even see them online. Like I see all kinds of ads when I'm watching videos on YouTube and stuff for things, but I rarely ever see like film ads. It just
TikTok. They're on TikTok.
Maybe we're not on TikTok, so that could definitely.
Now,
be
most
like,
of the TikTokers probably only watch movies on their phones, though. So, but yeah, I really didn't have much interest in seeing 28 years later.
It's just another one of the. This is like the year of just meh, and like that's another one of those that I just thought was. It's just meh.
Is that what you would consider a legacy sequel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know what you did last summer for sure is, and I tried to watch this. Jesus Christ. If, and we talked about this before, if the Hallmark Channel or Lifetime or one of those started making horror movies, it would look like I Know What You Did, the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. It has the most generic group of motherfuckers in it that I think I've ever seen in a mainstream horror movie.
Yep.
Throwaway fucking just vanilla whores left and right in this thing. And you have Jennifer Love Hewitt is like in it, what? It's about 45, 50 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
You finally see her. And then Freddie Prinze Jr. is kind of in it. And they have the ghost of Sarah Michelle Gellar in it.
They do. They have like a fucking, like a flashback sequence almost, or like a dream sequence with her in it.
God. And it's like, that first movie was 1997. The first movie was a hit. I don't even think that second movie did well. And I guess they're piggybacking off of Scream. But man, Scream has a fan base and a following. I Know What You Did Last Summer does not.
No.
And we said this back before it ever come out. This movie is going to fucking shit the bed. And it's fucking exactly what I thought it would be too. But I did not watch the entire movie. I was like, hey, fuck that shit. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, it's not particularly a movie I wanted to watch anyway, but I think it's somehow worse than what I thought it would be. I'm not sure how. I think the ending might be how. Just the reveal and everything. Did it make money? I have no idea.
I don't think it did very well.
I don't think it could have.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Somebody look it up for us and let us know. But yeah, I mean, it's essentially a remake of the original movie, right? And the kids go back and find Jennifer. What was her name even? I don't even remember the damn name of the character.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever her name was it Julie maybe or something like that?
Julie, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So they find her and she kind of goes over the rules like it's a Scream movie. And say, hey, this is somebody that, you know, this person knew or whatever else, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, this is like fucking paint by numbers, man. That's what it is. So fucking terrible. It's embarrassing, man.
Well, I think I said this too before it came out. For that movie, even more so than like even something like Urban Legend, just does not hold up and cannot really be a franchise or a legacy kind of thing now. It's just, it doesn't have that much of a following and it's not that good of a movie. Even like the original is not that great in my opinion. Like it's very just kind of boring, and as opposed to like some of the other ones that came out around that time too. So yeah, I just don't think you can make something out of nothing. Although Geddy Lee said you could. I know, I think Geddy Lee agreed with me.
Geddy Lee's not a fan of this movie, though.
No. He's like, no, I don't like it.
This movie sucks fucking cock.
Fly by night, away from this movie. That's what he said.
So yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer, man. The new one, I couldn't make it through it. I turned it off about an hour into it. I was like, get out of town.
Let's talk about a couple then that I know we both haven't seen, but that were big films. Just briefly to mention them, okay? So Frankenstein, I'm pretty sure neither one of us has seen the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein.
No, although I've heard a lot of people brag it up. I have.
I'll never see it, and I don't care. Like, I hate Guillermo del Toro. I hate his fucking movies. I'll never watch that movie. Together, I don't think either one of us saw that, but that was like another big one. A lot of people talked about it anyway. Like a body horror movie that came out this year.
Wasn't that the name of the Macho Man and Elizabeth song that they played when they got married or whatever?
Yeah, that was Together. The theme song. Yeah. That's
No, I
and
don't know.
then
I don't know what that one is though.
the Toxic Avenger movie.
I'm never watching that either. No.
Listen, I love Trauma, but unless somebody, I don't know, gave me money or like, I'll never watch that movie.
Mia Goth is in that Frankenstein movie. They say.
I don't even think that's enough for me to watch it.
She's in it. Hello, Governor.
He's like, I'm Mia.
I want to kick some bloke in the head in this movie.
You Frankenstein. Get away from y'all. And then Queens of the Dead.
Yeah, I don't think that one's available to watch anywhere though, is it?
I don't think so. Did it actually come out? I mean, it did. But was this the year, like 2025 was the year it premiered? Or
I
is
think
it supposed
so.
to have a bigger premiere? Like, how the fuck are you supposed to see it?
It's making the film festival runs. So I guess technically if they do like a nationwide that it's not open yet. But Felcher really put this movie over. We talked to him. I mean, he is a hardcore defender of Romero, though, so I don't know how much you can actually put into. But he said that he was very, very impressed with Queens of the Dead. So we will have to wait and see. I think there's some subject matter in this, Uncle Bill, that, I mean, we can watch it, but I don't know if we would ever want to review it because it might get us in trouble.
I just saw somebody's comment on there, and I'm all right with not reviewing it. I'll say that. I'll probably watch it at some point though, because people on here, you know how it would be.
Right.
And then
we're all accepting to everybody, boys. People need to realize that.
They don't though. Did Heretic come out in 2025 or was that 2024?
It's got it on here, I think. And I thought it was last year, though, man. I really did.
I did too.
I thought we talked about that one last year.
I thought we did. Maybe we should skip that one then, because it's on 2025. But fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the big ones that I had in terms of ones that I know we haven't seen except for Heretic.
Have you seen The Strangers Chapter 2? That was this year. And Chapter 3, I think, is out now.
Fuck no. The only reason I saw the first one was because somebody sent it to us to review. I would have never.
Why do you think? Like, I think the first one did really well. I don't know if the second one or the third one's done that good. But, like, why? Who come up with the concept of making 3 within the span of, like, a couple of years?
Probably Rennie Harlan, if I had to guess, because he needs.
Yeah, Rennie Harlan made all of them, didn't he? He's like,
oi. Yeah.
Hello,
but I was just trying to figure out, like, what the fucking point of those movies are. Because the first one was a straight up shitty remake of the first. Like, it's worse than the first I didn't even like the first Strangers movie, but somehow they made a pale comparison to that movie and just remade it almost exactly today.
The best Strangers film is that fucking sequel that they did. Strangers
Breaking.
What the fuck was the name of it?
Strangers 2, We've Been Waiting.
Strangers Fly by Night. Isn't it something like that?
Yeah, Strangers. What the fuck was the name of that movie?
I don't know, but it's by far better than that first movie. But that's not saying much.
Pray at Night.
Pray at Night. There you go.
Fly by Night. Pray at night away from y'all.
They shot that movie in Kentucky too, by the way. I don't know if we talked about. I think in northern Kentucky, right across the river from Cincinnati.
They shot at McDowell. That's the scariest part about it.
What about the Wolfman remake? We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier.
Did
you ever watch that?
No, man, you think no.
Lee Winnell directed it too. That's almost like a fucking double negative. Like it's a Wolfman movie and Lee Winnell directed it. Like,
damn.
Didn't he also do that Invisible Man movie?
He did.
That was one of those movies. I can't speak on the Invisible Man because I did watch it. Everybody was talking about how fucking good. Like, when we first started doing the show again, there was a few movies that everybody kept talking about how great they were. The Invisible Man was one, and that's a gigantic piece of fucking garbage that I bought that's up there collecting dust. And thank Christ that I didn't buy that Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. I came close. I watched it on Vudu, and I'm like, oh damn, how the fuck could anybody like this? So the Wolfman, I made the decision I'm never gonna watch it either.
Can you imagine though how I kind of in my mind know what that Wolfman movie would be like, and I just have zero interest in watching that at all. It's bad enough that the Anthony Hopkins Benicio del Toro one exists, but like, you got that one now.
Yeah, the original Wolfman's really not even that good either. Of all the Universal, the big 4 or 5 Universal monsters, like the Wolfman looks cool and everything, but the movie's not very good.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's get to the big ones then.
Sure.
Up first, let's talk about one that I still do not fully understand, I guess, the hype for this movie completely, except I kind of understand the one role, but like I still don't really understand it. Weapons.
Yeah, this is the same guy that did Barbarian, right? What was the director's name?
Fuckface McIntosh.
Sean Cracker or whatever his name is.
Sean Cracker. Yep.
Look. This is a gigantic improvement over Barbarian, in my opinion. Although,
yeah, I'll give you that.
It's not perfect by any means. Who's the fucking, what was her name? The character's name in that? I don't know. I can't remember. I did a review. I think I did a review for it.
In Weapons? Gladys?
Yeah, Gladys, the old woman or whatever.
Yeah.
She is trying too hard to channel Longlegs, I think. And she definitely saw that movie, and there's her character sucks in it. I think that doesn't work. They needed somebody else in that role. I think the setup was great for that movie. I think it was very interesting. Like, what in the hell? What in the hell's going on in this town, right?
Yeah.
And there's some creepy scenes in it. Like, I know Rambo talks about the fucking Asian guy running around but man, his face is freaky fucking looking though. It really is. I was like, God damn, boys. We'll steer clear of that motherfucker.
Yeah. It has a couple of like decent scenes, but a couple of decent scenes don't make a whole fucking movie. It's got a bunch of bullshit filler in it and a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. And then a fucking Three Stooges style ending. I don't think that character was that great, man. That Gladys fucking, how was that like mind blowing? I guess.
Yeah, doing her best like Longlegs impression, I think, ultimately. That was a miscast. Like, that should have been somebody else in that role. And once you find out kind of what's going on, it's like, this guy has he's got a great setup in both of these movies, Barbarian and this one, but he just doesn't know how to follow through with it and make it actually pay off. I think the setup in Weapons is way better than any Barbarian. And overall as a movie, it's better than Barbarian. But yeah, there's definitely something missing with this towards the end of the movie. Well, towards probably at the, 3/4 the way into the movie.
It's got a great idea with the kids anyway, right? That kid idea was like something that would come out in the 80s, like a movie like The Children or something like that. But after it gets past that, and to me, when you find out like what she's doing and all that, it's just needlessly kind of like goofy and complicated. And a lot of it has plot holes in it you could drive a fucking truck through in terms of what she's doing. I'll never understand some of the stuff that happens in that movie, including the fact that like anybody can just steal her little like string thing and use it. It doesn't matter or anything.
Yeah. Kathy Griffin would have done a better job.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah. I do think, Dirk is right here too, that the reveal was brought out too soon into the movie. They should have spread it out a little bit further. But
it does that thing that all movies do nowadays. Rather than rely on like good storytelling and visuals and like tension, it's just like endless exposition dumps in the middle of a movie to tell you what's going on. and then another character finds a bunch of shit that's going on, and it's just trying too hard to shove a fucking plot line down your throat that doesn't make sense a lot of time. I
Yeah.
just can't stand shit like that, man.
Yeah. It's not a perfect movie. There's issues, but I did kind of like it. You know, I think of Ryan Cooter, whatever the hell his name. What's his name?
Craigler?
I'm getting somebody else's. Yeah, Krager.
I don't think that's the guy. I think that's the guy that did
No, who's the fucking guy that directed
Sinners is the writer.
Krager or something like that? We said his
What?
name earlier.
What's his fucking Zach Krager? Is that his name?
Zach Cooter.
It's Ryan Coogler and Zach Krager, right?
Zach Krager. There
Ryan
we go.
Cooter and Zach Krager.
Okay. But
Krager.
yeah, I mean, it's not a horrible movie. I can definitely understand people hopping it up. And I have no look, if you could get anything halfway fucking watchable and interesting, and there's scenes in this movie that will stick with you, you're going to hype it up and be like, hey, that's a pretty good. So I kind of understand the hype for it, even. But yeah, towards 3/4 into the movie, it just like it fell apart. And the same thing happened with Barbarian as well. He didn't know how to make the climax like, you know.
I've always said that once Justin Long comes into Barbarian, that movie just fucking shits the bed. And it does. Like, that's just an objective fact.
Yeah.
Like, his character and all that stuff just absolutely takes that movie down. And in this one, I'm not sure, like, it's just all the bullshit and, like, plot line stuff and all the heavy exposition towards the end of the movie that just drags it down to me. Like, if they could have figured a better way to do that, because the actual setup of the movie is great. Like, all the kids go missing.
Ry Cooter directed it.
Right. He fucking did the soundtrack on steel guitar.
So, I mean, I guess we're getting into the big ones you said, right? Because, yeah, we're going to talk about a couple other things on this show. Probably I would say the most talked about horror movie the entire year was Sinners. Right? And we were talking about Ryan Coogler, not Ry Cooter, who did the Black Panther movies. He did the first Creed movie. And then this kind of come out of nowhere. Did he do any sort of like horror related stuff at all before this?
I don't know.
Because like he works with that Michael B. Jordan a lot as well. And I don't know why, but I just didn't really. I kind of seen the trailer for this, and I didn't really get it. I didn't really want to watch it, and I kind of forced myself to just sit down and watch it. And it was almost like a complete 180 when I first started watching the movie, because it reminds me of back in the day when people knew, and we're just talking the technically knew how to make good looking fucking movies, and movies that just had a flow, and the guy looked like he knew what the fuck he was doing when he's making a movie. Sinners is one of those movies that just based on the visuals alone, I'm getting the 4K of that. Like, I couldn't. It's set back, what, in the 30s in Mississippi or something, right?
Yeah.
And the whole plot is these two twin brothers return to their hometown, and they want to open up this, they call it a juke joint, which is basically a dance hall with liquor and everything.
Yep.
And they buy it off of the Klan, and it kind of starts from there. And then let's just say some unwelcome gas hit them towards the middle of the night, and shit goes crazy, right? But I was like fucking shocked. And even though a lot of people were bragging this movie up, this just did not seem like something that I would be into. But I was fucking wrong, man. Like, I was shocked. I thought that this was a great movie. I love the setting on it. I love the cast. Yeah, and I don't know when this came out, but this movie should win a fucking ton of awards for a lot of different reasons.
Um, I liked it. I don't know if I loved it, and I couldn't tell you why.
Did you want some more of it?
Yeah. I could not tell you why either. I mean, you're right. It's got all the elements, and not only
It
those
sets
things
up a sequel too, by the way, kind of.
not only all those things that you mentioned, but it also has the element of having like a crossroads kind of like plot line to it.
And that old Delta Blues soundtrack too, man, which I'm a big fan of. That sort of shit.
Yeah. And
for people that know, like, and I'm like, who the fuck is that's a famous fucking guitar player I know at the end of the movie. Because the young guitar picker in it, what was his name? The preacher's boy, Sammy, I think is his name. So yeah, there's like a scene decades later with him in Chicago at a bar, and it's Buddy Guy, the blues guitar guy, right? But he's playing that character as like, you know, a successful musician 60 years later or whatever it is.
Yeah, that probably was my favorite part of the whole film, to be honest, was that whole like subplot about, you know, his character arc leading up from the beginning to the very end, where it kind of comes back around in a really kind of interesting way. Once it gets inside the dance joint and like all the shit goes down and everything, I mean, man, it's kind of like a lot of people are saying it's kind of like a direct From Dusk Till Dawn style kind of like film.
Right, but how many movies do you see like that nowadays?
I was going to say, I'm
like
not
they
saying
took
that's a bad thing.
Took a spin on it, set it in the 30s, you know, and it has the classic vampire rules in it, which I thought was fun. They brought all of them out, man. Sunlight, stake through the heart, holy water.
Yeah.
You know, you have to invite them in.
You know what though? The best part about that movie was probably the look of the vampires, like outside, and like that whole little cast of people that like you can see them from afar because their eyes and everything like that. And just the lead guy, I don't know who he was, like the lead like white guy that's out there like trying to get in the whole time. I don't know who that actor was, but was really, really good.
Rambo was not a fan of the river dance scene with the vampires.
I don't think Rambo liked it. I don't think Mark liked it either, from what I can remember.
There was some weird shit in it too, like that is odd. Like there's a scene during the movie when they're all dancing or whatever, and like there's weird like fucking Oriental characters or whatever you're supposed to, I don't know what they are, and just modern like but you know what I'm saying. God damn, you can't say Oriental anymore. I just said it. Fuck you.
There's some fucking Oriental characters.
What do you call them then?
I don't know. I would have said Asian, but Oriental's fine too.
I'm talking about the fucking like geisha dressed like, you know, the weird character and like modern DJs and stuff. And I'm like, God, what the fuck is that? And then like there's a precursor of what's to come with the dance hall and everything, and then the vampires outside. So I liked it though. I was very impressed with it, but I think a lot of that may have to do with the fact that I didn't think that I would like it. I didn't think it would be something I'd be into. But the visuals in this is outstanding. Holy shit, it looks great. Something else I noticed too is the framing of the movie. I had never seen one do that before, where some of the movie is like in the wide Panavision style and some of it is just like regular. Did you notice that watching it on the TV and shit?
No, but somebody mentioned that on here. I think it was Jackson Jack that said that it was actually filmed two different ways, I think. What did he say here?
I'd never seen that in a movie before.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
It's made through mixing two distinct high-resolution film, Ultra Panavision 70 and then IMAX 70 millimeter. So the ratio, the aspect ratios are actually different. Yeah.
So yeah, one of them, the IMAX is typically like almost like an open matte, like a square finish, I think. Yeah. That's interesting. I
actually agree with this too. Delroy Lindo deserves an Oscar for the film. If you don't know who Delroy Lindo is, He's been in 1,000 different fucking movies, but like I'm trying to think of one that people might know. He's in Malcolm X.
Was he the other blues guy?
He was the hold on, let me look up his character name in here real quick. Let's see here.
I think that's who it. Yeah, I know. I think that's who you're talking about because he's been in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, I mean, you would know him if you saw him. Trying to figure out.
But he plays in the band with Sammy, right? He's the older man.
Somebody in here should know his fucking name. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Michael B. Jordan as an actor? Because I'm not super familiar, and I'm not usually like the first Creed movie wasn't too bad. I watched it one time, but I've never been like a huge fan of the guy. And he's playing two lead characters in the movie. He's playing both the twins.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, when I think of Michael B. Jordan, I just go immediately like to action films and shit like that. And I never really cared one way or the other about him. Never really thought about it too much. He wasn't somebody I'd actively seek out to watch their movies or anything. I'd say that.
Yeah. I think that this is the best movie that I've seen him in, though.
Yeah, I mean, he plays a dual part in it, which is pretty admirable considering. And he's actually fairly decent.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that the hype is legit for this one. Right. I mean, I was shocked that I liked it as much as I did, so much so that I probably will go actually buy it because I don't do that a lot with modern movies. And there'll be another one on here that I will get at some point too that we'll talk about. But I liked it, man. Like I like, and it's a long movie too. It's over 2 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah. So his name was Delta Slim in the movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was the guy I was thinking about. Yeah. But yeah, set design and everything, they should be up for an Oscar. I would put the cinematographer up as well, the direction.
I'll tell you who else I thought was good in it that I haven't seen be good in a movie in a long time. I mean, it's kind of hard because she came out with like an amazing role right off the bat when she did True Grit. Was that Haley Stanfield?
Uh-huh.
I thought she was really good in it as well.
Yeah, she was one of the bloodsuckers.
Yeah, she turned into one of the bloodsuckers. She was sucking ice. So what do you have something else besides this last one? I've got one left.
I mean, there's some other ones that we could kind of mention on here real quick, but I think I know the one that you're.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that we might have mentioned them all. Shard Eyes, we talked about it. What about the Predator movies? There's 2 that came out.
I haven't seen either one of them.
Rambo let you know about it. Predator Badlands and Predator Killer of Killers. I don't even know what the last one is. It must have just come out. The Silent Night, Deadly Night remake recently came out. I don't think we've seen it. We've heard it's. No. We've not heard good things. VHS Halloween. Everybody's excited about that.
I ain't never watched another VHS movies. You'd have to fucking tie me to a chair to get me to it.
Yeah, I mean, well, The Ugly Stepsister, which we're probably talking about that here in the next couple of months, but I have not seen it either. It's gotten some pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but we will watch it though.
So yeah, let's end it on as far as the movies go. Go ahead. You want to talk about it?
Well, I mean, this is the one that for some reason stuck with me the most, and like was the most uncomfortable movie that I watched in the past year. And for some reason, I didn't know until recently that the people that directed this were the same people that directed Talk to Me. I don't know why I didn't know that. I just didn't know that. But like this was Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back, by God.
Which I thought was a incredibly uncomfortable movie to sit through for some reason. I won't say it's scary in like the traditional, way of like jump scares. It's just a fucking tense, uncomfortable, just weird film to sit through. And I guess in a good way, if there is a good way to like do that to me.
These guys, though, these brothers, the Filippo brothers, that did talk to me, like you mentioned before,
Yeah.
dude, like their movies, and they've done two that I've seen so far. They, it's hard to really describe, but what they're on to something with these movies, and they're different. The tension that's in it, like you were saying, it's unlike a lot of other movies that come out now. And it's totally refreshing. Talk to Me is one of those movies that hit hard the second time that I watched it. Like the first time, I didn't really know what to think, but Bring Her Back is just a continuation, really, of that same sort of filmmaking. Dude, you
Yeah.
talk about a gore fest too. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like this movie, yeah.
And the thing about this movie is like to me, like Talk to Me, like almost was like had a gimmick to it, which had a little bit of fun to it. You know, it had the hand and everything, and that became like a big iconic thing. To whereas like Bring Her Back is just a straight ahead. There's no real gimmicks. There's no laughs. There's no like, you know, playing stuff for fun. It's just an incredibly gritty, unsettling like movie to watch about like this group of kids that their father dies in the beginning. Then they get sent to like a foster placement, and you come to find out the foster person that like takes them in is I don't want to give everything about the movie away, but she's not right.
There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Something off.
And she's got little Ollie, who's like another foster kid that she's got.
It's Mini Mina Savari. I could not like. I don't know what.
You showed me that, and I was like, he's
Holy
right.
shit! He looks exactly like Mina Savari in the face, and yeah, I could not. But the performances in this are great. The little boy that played Oliver is fucking amazing. To be, I don't know if he's 10 or 11 years old or what. And then the foster mother, what was her name, Lorraine or Laura or something like that. She did a great job just playing a fucking nut from pretty much the first minute that you see her in this movie. And the girl that played Piper in this movie, it's brother and sister, Anthony and Piper. This was her very first movie role and her very first acting performance. She was handpicked just for this role because she is legit blind. She is really blind and plays that blind character in this movie. Her performance is fucking insane considering it was the very first movie that she ever did, very first acting role ever. I'm like, God damn, man, these guys, these directors, it's that they've just, I don't know, they're onto something, man. They've got some magic going there.
Yeah, there's something about the way they direct these movies too that's different from anything else that's going on right now. I can't put my finger on what it is exactly, but it's very like energetic, even though it's like more like a psychological thriller with like a lot of gore and shit in it. Like the movie itself is paced in such a way that it just never gets boring, and it's very like livened up somehow or another. Which you don't see in a lot of these movies. Feel like just drags to get through, especially the third act. But this movie in the third act gets fucking insane, and like it hypes it up to like a 10.
You know something sinister is going on, but you don't know what, and they never. And I like that they don't explain everything. We don't fucking need an explanation for every fucking thing. That's the problem with Hollywood movies nowadays. We've got to have a reason. They don't do that in this. You kind of get a hint at what the hell's going on, but they don't go into a great detail about what's happening in it. And to me, you know, they're talking about in the chat, this movie's not rewatchable. I think the exact opposite, man. I think that it's one that you will definitely want to rewatch at least a couple of times.
But there's somebody in here that loved Anaconda, so I'm like, yeah, whatever you want to think, I guess. But no, this is I think looking at these movies, this would be my second favorite movie of this year. with the first probably being Companion. I think I like Companion better than, I know it's weird to say, than just about anything else on this list. And I would probably put Sinners down there somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at ranking shit, but yeah, this would for sure be in the top 5. I would also put Sinners in there, Companion, The Long Walk. What would be another one? I don't know. That's 4, so that's good enough. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But there are some good shit this year. I mean, you have to really search for it. A lot of this stuff, I know Sinners was a big theatrical movie. That movie made a fucking ton of money. But most of these other ones, like, you kind of had to be on the lookout for them to see them in the theaters.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like somebody was saying in here, it's been a bad year for movies in general, but it's been a particularly bad year for horror films, really. There just wasn't a lot of shit that came out that was like really, really good. Stuff that you would remember, years down the road or anything like that. I was hard pressed to find 3 or 4 movies that I was like, okay, these would be like my top movie. It's just not, I don't know. It's not good to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton, but there's probably been worse years. But I think, yeah, over the last couple of years, 2025 overall is, yeah, I don't think it was a super, exciting year for horror fans.
So the Steelers won.
Hell yeah,
Matt shit his
man.
pants.
Go Steelers. One thing I'll say, when we visited Pittsburgh, those people love the fucking Steelers up there. Like, it's very much so like the Kentucky Wildcats around here. Like, everybody has got Pittsburgh Steelers shit on up there, pretty much everywhere you go.
Yeah, there's more Pittsburgh Steelers pajama pants up there than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, these women, they love their dirty pajama pants. They look like most of them need to wipe their ass better, but, it's Motionless Zombie. Welcome to Derry. Have you seen that?
No, but it got so much hype that last couple of episodes that I've actually got HBO Max, so I'm probably going to watch it just because everybody's been talking about it.
People definitely have talked about it. I don't know if it's something that I would be interested in seeing, but I might check it out at some point. I'm not really a fan of those newer It movies. The first one's okay, but I never did. I was always warned to not watch the second one, Chapter 2.
Buddy, that movie is the biggest piece of shit ever. Like, it's crazy shitty. But I heard that the series is much better. Daniel Harris says she's told Dee Wallace to raise her cameo price $200 a minute because she is the mom in E.T. after all. So
$200 a minute, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's just $200. Come on.
Dangerous Animals I heard about this one quite a bit this year too, but I haven't seen it either.
Nice.
So there we go. I guess that's the film portion.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about just people that, we got about another 20 minutes in here. If anybody has anything that you want to add, any other movies we didn't talk about, let us know. Or people that have passed in 2025. That's kind of what I'm going to try to go through here. Just going by some of these lists online. The most recent one that everybody was talking about was Rob Reiner, which that whole thing is, they still haven't really talked about the details behind what all happened there. His son has some major mental issues for sure. I think it was one of those cases where drugs, like he was using drugs to mask that a lot of the time. So whenever they get clean, a lot of like if he had, they said he might have had schizophrenia or something like that.
Yep. And
that gets worse. So that may have been what happened. They said he was acting really strange at that party and everything. But I mean, I always hate to hear that, especially somebody that had given so much to movies over the years. And it seemed like an overall great guy. Nobody really had a bad word to say about him.
So I was thinking though, man, because something about Reiner made me think about this. And then I saw his list of movies from like, it was like 1980, 81 to like 1990. And it was crazy, like how many classic movies he put out. And then I saw Carpenter's list of like movies that he put out from like 78 to like 90. We should do a show based on that. Like who had the best run of movies
over the
like
span of
over
like
the span of
10
10 years.
maybe.
Yeah.
Or,
Because Reiner's right up there, man. He did like Spinal Tap, Misery, When Harry Met Sally. What was the other one right around that time too?
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah. Just like crazy, all of them classic. Princess Bride, all of them fucking classic movies in like a 10-year span of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that whole thing was bad.
Dirty Dick Cheney passed away this year. I didn't even realize this, but he was getting up there. I think he was like 83, 84 years old. I think he'd been in bad health for a while.
Former president of the United States. Yeah.
Yeah. And Diane Ladd passed away. She was also she was 89 years old. Holy shit.
Damn.
I didn't realize she was that old. June Lockhart passed away. We talked about this on a stream literally a week or two before she died. I was talking because she was over 100 years old, June Lockhart. And a lot of people remember her from the Lost in Space TV show in the 60s. I remember her from Lassie. She was the mom in the original Lassie show from like the fucking 50s, right? She was over 100 years old when she passed. She was also in Troll. I think that was one of her only genre movies back in the day. But another one, Ace Frehley from Kiss.
That was a bad one, yeah.
Yeah.
For me.
That sucks. He was the first of the original four to pass. And another, by all accounts, great guy. A lot of people, like I know he and Eddie Trunk were big buddies, and I was watching videos that Eddie did about him and everything, and they traveled together a lot and stuff. So
if this year and that situation taught me anything, it's like fucking Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are the biggest pieces of shit ever. Like I just can't even like listen to any of that music anymore, man, because like those guys are such assholes. Like it's insane.
Oh yeah,
how fucking shitty.
All about the money, man.
Some of the stuff that Simmons said about all that stuff, fuck that guy.
Another one, Diane Keaton. I don't think we talked about. She passed away back in October. One of the, her big breakout role was in 1972 in the original Godfather movie. But she was in all kinds of shit. Father and the Bride, The First Wives Club. She was acting up until just recently, but passed away on October the 11th at 79 years old. Baby boom, baby.
I don't know that much about Diane Keaton, to be honest. Like, I just never followed her shit.
What about Robert Redford? He passed away in September.
I mean,
lost a lot of big actors, man.
Robert Redford was kind of like the epitome of a leading man in the 80s anyway, 70s and 80s. Like, when you think about movie stars from that time period, he's kind of like the quintessential one.
Mm-hmm.
The Sting, The Natural,
Butch Cassidy and the
Butch
Sundance
Cassidy,
Kid.
All the President's Men. Yeah. All great movies.
The Natural is like probably my favorite because that was one that I kind of grew up with, and I was like old enough when it came out to like HBO and stuff. I watched it, and I always loved the soundtrack to The Natural. Right, Randy Newman did the fucking soundtrack to The Natural.
It's weird.
I think he won an Oscar for that too, though. But the fucking same Randy Newman. Let's see. Graham Greene. I think we did talk about him. He was a great character actor from back in the day. One of my dad's favorites. Anytime he saw him in anything, he just watched it. Just because he was in it. He's kind of I think he became more of a name in Dances with Wolves, but he was in all kinds of shit for years and years and years, like smaller roles.
I forgot about that movie. Man of the House with Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know why he brought that up, but that's fucking killer. That movie.
Michelle Trachtenberg, was that in 2025? We can mention her. Somebody in the chat brought her up. I don't know what was going on with her. Like she had
I don't either.
she was very sick. I don't know, but
Diabetes, wasn't it? Complications.
very young. Yeah, passed away at a very young age. Like she was 5 or 6 years younger than us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, she was younger than us. I know.
She was in the Black Christmas '06 movie.
Yeah,
Right.
Buffy. She was in Buffy. She was in Euro Trip. A lot of comedies from that time.
Around that time period, yeah. Scott Spiegel also passed away not too awful long ago. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but lots of work with Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead movies and stuff back in the day. That's kind of how he broke into movies and started producing and directing his own movies. And Intruder is like one of your favorites. That was one that he directed.
I think it's one of the best slasher films ever made still to this day. Yeah. Just like exactly what a slasher film should be is that movie. Somebody mentioned David Lynch. I don't want to skip out on that one because like that was huge for me. I know you're not into Lynch or that much or anything, but like, I mean, the guy reinvented filmmaking, and I still don't know anybody that's ever done shit like him to this day in terms of what he did with directing. That was a huge loss.
Probably the craziest 1-2 punch for deaths ever when it comes to celebrities.
Yeah.
Was, July the 22nd, we lost Ozzy Osbourne. And then July the 24th, we lost Hulk Hogan, man. Within a 2-day time frame, both of those guys passed. And from what I understand, Ozzy, like, that was not really expected when all it came out about him. And I think Sharon kind of talked about it. Like, he had a heart attack after he worked out, pretty much is what happened. He'd gotten up early that morning, man, everything seemed to be fine. And I don't know if it was her or somebody just found him like sprawled out,
Yeah.
because he had that concert just a week or two before, maybe 2 weeks before. And, all things considered, he sounded pretty damn good in his last concert.
Yeah, he was amazing in that last concert. I thought that was just so crazy too. That's the way I would want to go out if I was a rock star. Like you go back out there, you fucking have a killer set. That a lot of parts of that show are actually kind of classic now too. And then you just go out. I mean, what better way could there be, really?
Jackson Jack, I'm not sure what he was doing, but yeah, that's what Sharon said, that he was down in his gym or something. And the Hulk Hogan thing was another one that I think he had been sick for a little bit, and they kept it under wraps, and nobody really knew how sick he was, unfortunately. But yeah, man, that one sucked because I was in the Hulk Hogan shop in Tennessee that they just opened. And the lady that worked in there said that he was supposed to been there for the grand opening and done the signing and everything. And that would have been freaking killer because I would have for sure been there for that. Because that was one guy that I never did get to meet that I always wanted to. So, but yeah, both of those guys are pretty much like pillars of their profession, like music and then wrestling. That was a crazy 1-2 punch of those guys. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable.
Mm-hmm.
I think he drowned this year. Michael Madsen passed away back in July. Known for Reservoir Dogs and the Kill Bill movies, and he was kind of like the quintessential thug in a lot of movies. That's kind of his deal.
It's weird though because he's one of those guys that I felt like should have been a much bigger actor than he was. He just never. I don't know.
Yeah,
he never.
He had roles in big movies, but he was always like more or less background characters in some of those big movies. Tarantino loved him, of course. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. That dude had been sick for a long time. A lot of their music I loved when I was a kid. So it's always sad to hear about. Loretta Swit passed away from MASH.
Yep.
George Wendt from Cheers passed away. Val Kilmer passed away earlier this year as well, and that was kind of surprising. He was relatively young, 65 years old. George Foreman passed away this year, and I didn't even remember this. I didn't know he passed away.
I completely didn't remember that either.
No, he
that's
was
bad.
76 years old. He was a lot of fun. I watched a lot of his stuff after his comeback, and he was champion and shit. Like, people were shocked because he was in his,
knocked out Michael Moore for the championship.
He was in his
I was
late
watching
40s.
that fight on HBO when it happened, and that's still one of those things. Like, it's unbelievable to have watched it because you just never think something like that's going to happen. I mean, he was like 40 something when he beat him. Like,
I think he was in his late 40s.
yeah, it's like nobody had him winning that fight either.
No, because he had taken, 10 years off or something like that? He was not boxing for years after that. Gene Hackman, we definitely got to talk about that because that was bizarre circumstances. And he was one that was kind of out of the public eye for many, many years. He retired over 20 years ago. I think Behind Enemy Lines was maybe his last movie. Great actor though, man. He was one of those guys that anything that he was in, you just wanted to see it because he was great, captivating guy.
What a weird thing with him too, though, man. Like, did they ever fully say what the fuck happened there? Because I heard a bunch of rumors, but I don't know if any of it's true.
Well, from what I understand, he had dementia. So I guess with his case of dementia, it was like short-term memory loss. So they're thinking that his wife died of a heart attack and he was wandering around in that house for possibly days and forgetting the fact that she was dead and just discovering her who knows how many different times. And like, that was basically it. Like, he quit taking his medicine. He didn't know to take his medicine. And that's what led to him evidently passing away and not eating evidently too. I don't know if they said in great detail, but yeah, they did say that I think he had dementia. So after she passed, he was alive, but he didn't. And it's a shame that nobody checked on him. Like, how weird is that? He had kids. Did they never call to check on him?
I don't know. That whole situation's crazy. That's like something out of a horror movie, man. Somebody would come up with. You just constantly like reliving that one situation.
Bob Uecker, though, we need to mention that too, because Major League was one of my favorites back in the day. And that's how I kind of got introduced to Bob Uecker, and he was involved in a couple of the WrestleManias back in the day. A very entertaining guy. And he legit called baseball back in the day too, which I don't know if a lot of people realized. But he was also a star of one of my favorite, like, underrated sitcoms, Mr. Belvedere. Uncle Bill.
It's one of the greatest theme songs of all time too. That people don't. Yeah.
But yeah, passed away at the age of 90, so he definitely had a long life. Yeah, I mean, a couple of people mentioned some more on here. D'Angelo, Sly Stone, Chuck Mangione, David Johansen. I think Norm Macdonald died over a year ago. Lonnie Anderson did pass away too, yeah. So there's going to be ones that we'll miss from time to time. But, yeah, a lot of, like, big entertainment names we did lose in 2025. So
I think that period of like Ozzy and Hogan was the worst though, because like that's two like huge icons from our childhood, man.
Yeah,
that's
awful. Hard to believe for sure. Yeah, that close and everything, and like I said, I mean they're really icons in both of those, professions. Hulk Hogan is or was the most popular wrestler that ever lived. And anybody that tries to deny that, they're just fucking wrong, man. Like, there was at one point in time when Hulk Hogan, aside from maybe Michael Jordan, was like one of the most recognizable sports athletes or whatever in the entire world.
Yep.
Now
That's
he
true.
never branched out and had major success in like acting or anything like that. But as far as the wrestling game goes, WWE was built on Hulk Hogan. And you can like not like him and some of the stuff that he said or whatever, but like his popularity built that company in the 80s, 100%.
1984, the match between him and the Iron Sheik, which is probably the birth of Hulkamania. That whole thing set up that whole company. And McMahon knew enough at that time to ride his popularity and pick him to be the guy to carry that. And it worked, man. Like all the way through the 80s, Like he was the biggest wrestling star anybody had ever seen. And still to this day, I agree with you. I think he's still probably the most recognizable wrestler ever.
Well, and even the second run, the heel run in WCW with the NWO, that also was another big boom period for wrestling, and it started there. WCW briefly beat WWF just because of that NWO angle. That's what put them over, on the Monday Night Wars. And as far as Ozzy goes, Black Sabbath created an entire genre of music that's still around and still going strong.
Yep.
I mean, it may not be exactly the same type of music that they were making, which was like a harder, like rock and roll, like jazz fusion sort of mix. But the heavy metal thing, man, that all started from Black Sabbath. And, there's not many people that would even try to deny that, I don't think.
No. And even in the 80s, he was one of the most recognizable metal guys because the whole crazy gimmick that he had, which he kind of lived up to. And, a very underrated singer, too, from that time period as well. He had an incredibly unique voice.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And a long, long run, man. Think of that now. Black Sabbath started in like 69, 70. And he played a show up until 2025 was the last show. Like, that's 55 years. How wild is that? Like, holy shit. Like, I know the Rolling Stones are still kind of going, but, some of them fucking died. Black Sabbath, all those guys were still playing on the show.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But
there's not many bands I can think of where everybody's still alive, or they were, at the time that they did a concert like that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, lots of major losses for 2025. Icons in the industry for sure. And we didn't really touch on the physical media stuff because we are saving that. We're doing a tier ranking show for Thursday night where we're going through all of the boutique Blu-ray labels, talking about all the releases. I mean, if you want, you can kind of mention a couple of the bigger physical media releases that you like the most this year, but I'm sure we'll talk about it in more detail on Thursday.
I mean, there was a couple that were absolutely outstanding. I think physical media had a much better year than like film. It usually does, but this year probably more so. Like there's a bigger disparity between the movies that came out versus like the physical media that came out, because there was a ton of killer physical media releases that came out. So I mean, of course you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, which was amazing. You had the Night of the Living Dead 90 Steelbook, which I thought was amazing. You had the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street set, which is outstanding. And then to me, The other one, if there's like a Mount Rushmore of them from this year, it would be the Beyond Grindhouse release.
Yeah, there's a lot of big releases this year. Arrow was killing it all year. I think Cruising, that was this year too, right? That was one of their big, I think that was earlier this year. That was one that a lot of people was looking forward to.
Did Cruising
And
come out this year?
I think it was this year. It might have
Maybe
been
it
like
did.
February, March, something like that. Or I may be wrong because I am old. And I think somebody's mentioned the Friday the 13th box. I think that that's coming. Like, I don't know from where, but they pretty much have to do that. Like, people are like, what the hell? Friday the 13th, when it comes to like major horror franchise from the 80s, in my opinion, Friday the 13th is the biggest one. So it's just a matter of time before I'm sure that one comes around as well. What do you think about the news, though, before we get out of here, where I think Vinegar Syndrome announced that they had bought like 40 different Warner Brothers titles? Technically, like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people have been wanting from Warner Brothers that never came out with it. And that's a pretty large library for Vinegar Syndrome to get. What's some of the ones that you think could be in that lot of 40 movies?
Well, here's what I think, honest to God, about that. I think that we are partially responsible for that. Because I think Vinegar Syndrome, people from Vinegar Syndrome were watching the show, and we kept talking about they've got to do something. They've got to pull the nose up on this fucking plane because it's crashing, man. And they were like, okay, we got to figure out some sort of like IP, some sort of assets to get. And I think, honestly, that like they knew that things were not going well and haven't been going well for a while, and they had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did.
So yeah, the statement
I think
is,
it's directly related to us, by the way.
Of course. The statement is Vinegar Syndrome has secured a distribution license for nearly 40 Warner Brothers titles. This will include plenty more made-for-TV classics to Blu-ray and 4K UHD, and also an incredible assortment of horror, thrillers, action, art house, and other oddities from the Warner vaults, including numerous 4K UHD, Blu-ray, and even disc debuts. And one that I definitely think we're going to see here, and this is just a bold prediction, I think that they're going to do Freddy's Nightmares, man. I think that one's finally going to see the light of day. I think that they have found the materials. And they're going through the task, even though the show is not very good, of rescanning all that stuff and editing it, man, because that was part of the deal. That was shot on film but edited on video. But they have the material, and we all know that Vinegar Syndrome will put the time in to go in and fix all these and re-edit them and everything. And you even, you could put some new special effects in there, really, just computerized effects. So I think that's definitely one. I think Bad Ronald would probably be another one that we'll see, because that's a Warner Brothers movie.
That seems like something that they would do, yeah, 100%. Somebody mentioned these two. I wish this would happen, because this one's one I've been talking about forever that I wish would come out, would be The Hidden.
Good possibility.
I think that would be like, that movie's outstanding. It'd be a great release for them.
I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 will for sure be one that they'd be interested in.
Yeah, because 2 did so well. Yeah.
That one did not get much of a Blu-ray. Like, I think it was Warner Archives Blu-ray. Night School, I think, would be another one that they'd be willing to go in and do some special features for. So there's a lot of possibilities here. I'm excited for it because a lot of these movies had just received basic bitch editions from Warner Archives. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is definitely one that I'm going to buy. That's one that they already put up. I want to buy it at some point because that is an underrated one. That's another 70s, horror TV movie that a lot of people don't really know about, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, Daniel says Bad Ronald is happening, and the hidden and innocent blood are safe bets. I hope all those are true.
Any chance of the Devils? I mean, there's a chance. I know that Vinegar Syndrome would be eager to do that, but we'll see. I mean,
that would sell out immediately. By the way, if they did that, like
especially the fully uncut,
yeah,
version.
That'd be crazy.
See. We'll see, man. I'm excited about it. And it's weird to say, but Vinegar Syndrome has made some big announcements, and there's been some stuff that looks kind of interesting on their sales so far this week. So we'll see. Maybe things are looking up for the Vin family over there. But we are going to rank them for 2025. And I don't know how well that's going to look for them, but we'll see. So anything else we got coming on, Uncle Bill? Here we're already over our limit, really. But what else we got coming up? Anything?
Nothing that I know of, except for this show coming up about the boutique label countdown tier-list, baby.
Now, let's say this too: our contests for the big chainsaw edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we're going to have a winner picked by Thursday. We'll go through it.
We've still got to give away the fucking Night of the Living Dead steelbook too.
I know.
We ain't done that.
I know. We'll have to do that on Instagram. That'll be an Instagram one. So stay tuned. Yeah, at End of the Dead Pit on Instagram. That'll be given away. Probably we may do that this week. But Harvey over at Tape Rot sponsored the big box set from Dark Sky. It's got the 4K of Texas Chainsaw in it, the VHS and the chainsaw and everything. All you got to do to enter that is email deadpit@gmail.com with your favorite moment in the history of Dead Pit, whether it be the original show, this revival run of stuff that we've done the last few years. What is the big memory for you that you have? And that automatically enters you in to win. So, but I guess that is it, man. The gummies are starting to kick in. I'm going to get out of here. But if you guys, one last thing here, if I can read this before I pass out. If you're a fan of these live streams, Uncle Bill, Dead Pit on Patreon.com. If you want to become a member, it'll give you access to thousands of hours of content all the way back 2005, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. Interviews with John Carpenter, George Romero, Tom Savini, Tom Atkins. Come on, you pussy! Exclusive weekly podcast, songs, reviews, commentaries. We have commercial-free playlists for a lot of our more recent streams. Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Tiers start at only $1.
You've got a super sticker, I think. Isn't that what this is? From F Funk and Funk. So
F Funk and Funk.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
They're perfectly legal gummies. They've got melatonin in them, brother. People think I don't do drugs, bulls. I'm drug free. I'm drug free and creepy, bulls. What?
Says, I didn't even know this. Mayor says you said Dark Sky is going to become a partner label for Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
That'll be wild.
They have too many fucking partner labels. They had 25 partner label titles that debuted one day.
And I swear to God, like only one of them was worth shit. Like,
oh shit. All right, guys, but we appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, all the physical media stuff, stay tuned for Friday or Thursday. We'll be on there with Garrett ranking the physical media labels for 2025 and how they did. Some of them probably ain't going to be very happy with us, but we got to be honest.
True.
Everybody have a good night. We will catch y'all next time over at DeadPit.com. A big thanks goes out to our supporters over at Dead Pit on Patreon.com. You can get hours upon hours of great content, right, Uncle Bill?
There's so many hours of content. We've got reviews. We've got songs. We've got live streams. We've got exclusive streams. We've got non-exclusive streams. We've got streams with all kinds of celebrities and all kinds of different old shows from the past podcast, the initial incarnation of the show. All of that can be yours.
DEADPIT on Patreon.com. Show us a little bit of love. Give us some money because we definitely deserve it. That Patreon page is so killer that you'll rub your bird to it on a nightly basis. It's that good.
You won't be able to contain yourself. You'll have to jerk your bird out and go crazy. I mean, that's how much content that we have. So much content that it's massive, and it will massively smack you in the face.
You'll play with your bird so much, pretty soon you'll be looking around for somebody else's bird to play with.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Filipino bitch, Miss Slapcoat Bud, telling you about shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. And it's the best goddamn deal on horror shirts you will ever see. New shirts, old shirts, all the in-between shirts. God damn it, fools, go over to shop.deadpit.com. You ain't down with that. You can go to fucking hell.